Hello friends. In this video I will tell you what you need to do with tomatoes so that all the flowers in the flower cluster are pollinated. And the fruits of tomatoes were tied in them. Since I am very often asked a question in the comments under the video, with requests to explain the reason. Tomatoes bloom perfectly in the greenhouse, but then the flowers just fall off and there is practically no harvest. And everything is quite simple. The main thing is to understand the structure of the tomato flower. In this picture you can see a tomato flower from my greenhouse. The number 1 indicates the stamens fused into a cone. And the number 2 is the stigma of the pistil, it is inside there. And the tomato flower itself, no matter what, undersized or tall, which are for greenhouses, or which are for open ground. They are all bisexual. This means that they pollinate themselves. And it seemed what was the problem. Why fruits are not tied? Everything is very simple. When you grow tomatoes in a greenhouse, there is no pollinator there. For example, bees, which, sitting on a flower, could shake it so that pollen from the stamens will fall on the pistil. And also there is no wind in the greenhouse, which also acts as a pollinator. And so the pollen ripens, but does not fall on the pistil. Because of this, there is no pollination and the flowers just fall off. And you need to do a very simple action. Every morning when you enter the greenhouse, since the pollen ripens in the morning, approach each tomato plant and tap on the garter rope, so there is a sharp shake, and the pollen easily pollinates each flower in the flower cluster. If your tomatoes are undersized, they are not tied to a rope, then directly knock on the trunk itself, just not very hard, so as not to hurt him. It is better, after all, to use a rope so that both hands are clean and the bush does not suffer. As I already said, you need to do this procedure not once per season, but every morning, or every visit to the greenhouse. Because tomatoes grow upwards, new flower clusters are formed and flowering continues. Therefore, pollination is necessary constantly. Also, another excellent pollinator is carrying out agricultural machinery on tomatoes. Namely, pruning suckers, pruning leaves. By doing this work, you shake up the plants and pollinate accordingly. And here's the actual insert from last year's video. Look at the bunches of tomatoes, absolutely everything is tied after this event. Therefore, if you don't do that, I advise you to start tomorrow. And then there will be so many tomatoes that you won't know where to put them. To whom the information from this video was useful, put a like. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. I wish you a good day, and see you in the new videos.